welcome. My name is Kat, this is my channel Kat Can Sew, and this is episode 14. Welcome to 2024. To all my subscribers, thank you for coming back and sticking around. To anybody who is new and just found me, please have a look. I've got a couple whip parades, and I hope you find something that makes me worth your time and keep watching. I'm on Instagram under Kat Can Sew, and I'm welcome to 2024. I've got a bunch of finishes. I have 3 Mill Hill finishes, a small finish, and I got a bunch of stitching done on another project as well. I was traveling last week, which is why this is a week late, but we'll just keep my 2 weeks going from here. So I will show you why I haven't got any of my new styles done yet. We're getting there. They should be started this weekend. So I'm going to jump straight into my stitching. Then we'll have a bit of a chat. I've got a little bit of haul. Hopefully today will probably be about 30 minutes, maybe about 40. Let's see if I'm even close for a change. And I'm still playing with my video settings. So hopefully my video and my sound aren't terrible today. I can't work out how to stop it auto-correcting for the light balance, but that's why I'm getting those light flashes. It's the white balance. I believe it's the white balance. So I'm going to work in order of the way I worked on stuff. So I was hoping to get this finished New Year's Eve, but it didn't happen. It did get slightly bent I dropped it, and it got folded under stuff. So this is Glowing Pumpkin by Mill Hill. I do not remember the number. All I had left on this was the beads, and I finished that on I want to say about the 4th. So I worked the 1st and the 2nd, and the 3rd was just recovering from the work on the 1st and 2nd. The 2nd we got slammed. So, but here we go. These are really cute. I really like these. The next finish I got was, I finished this. This is actually a stack. I started and finished this while I was traveling. We left on the 5th. We went to New Orleans for just over a week. We left on the 5th. We came back on Sunday. So this is a project that has been in my to-do pile for a while. I actually had a copy of this pattern. I took it with me to Hawaii, and somewhere on that trip I lost it. I've got a feeling it probably got dropped in the hotel room. But the reason it got taken to Hawaii was because my husband was attending the American Astronomy Society conference, which was in Hawaii in 2020. This year it was in New Orleans, so I got a new copy of the pattern. So I did the same thing. I took it with me, and this time I actually worked on it. I got this knocked out in like 3 days. I actually used this for a bunch of fandom stitches, prompts. All up it was like, including the beading, was like just on 900 stitches, and I used all 900 stitches. So this is Love Stitching, again a Mill Hill kit. My 3rd finish, I got this finished on the 16th, so once we got home. So this is Frosty. I think this is part of Winter Greetings, again by Mill Hill. again, I just had the beading, all the stitching was done. I was hoping to get these finished before the new year, but I ran out of time. And then my last finish, I actually finished Wednesday night. I was going to film this Wednesday night, but I worked on this instead. And this is just hanging around. This is a kit by Semco. Outside of Australia, you probably haven't seen them. I think it's Sullivan's. I used anchor thread. I've had this, I want to say I've had this chart for over a decade. I've actually done six. I think this is the 6th of the series of bookmarks I had. I have the sticky board to go on the back of it. I think I may have thrown it out last year, but I think I still kept it. Not last year, the year before, when I was repacking my boxes. I think it is still in the boxes of stuff, of my stuff at my parents' place. And then you just trim it and fray the edges. Press it to set it. But yeah, I just wanted, it was half done. It may have even been over half done. I just wanted to get it finished. I'd done a few stitches, New Year's, I did a few stitches while I was editing my previous videos, and I put it in my work bag, but I didn't work on it at work because it's so floppy and skinny and it hurts my thumb. So I fought with it the other night, got all the back stitch done, and it's finished. So that's all my finishes. They're all smalls, but you know, everyone counts. That means I'm 4 into my 4 finishes, my 24 finishes of the year. I'm almost tempted to try and do 24 smalls, but I do want to get some of my big projects finished as well, so we'll see what happens. Next up are the projects I worked on. So I have another, I started a bunch. I took 3 Mill Hill kits with me. None of them had been started. So I started this, as I use this again for a fandom stitches prompt. Prompt was stitch on something with water. So I did the turtle. And then I used it again for penalty stitching. I did do a smaller penalty stitching because I'd only done 300 stitches and I needed 6. There's my piece of white paper. There it is. There's my big card. So all I have done is I'm one colour of the border done, and I am working on this light blue. I am $11% done. I'm about 600 stitches in. So it does, at the moment I'm working on background, so it is stitching up pretty quick. But the frame I got is too small. So I have ordered the biggest one they have, which is a 14x14, which apparently is the size you need for these. That should be here by the end of the month, early next month. It is. I ordered it from Etsy from a Ukraine seller. Next up, this was started at the airport on Sunday. This is Love Potion. I am 60% done on this. I'm 62% done actually. I got over 50% in the airport, to be honest. Alright, that's where I'm at. I think I got 400 stitches done on Sunday. I did a little bit more at work. This is looking very orange. I may need to change my light again. This is much more greener than it looks in the picture. Oh, no, it's a fairly yellow green. I have 2 more colours left to cross stitch in here, and then it's just beading. So this is going to probably be finished by my next video. The coolest thing about this is I was trying to do this in the airport. I am folding the pattern out of the way. So this is how, I didn't have anything with me, so this is how I separated my flosses. And man, does that make it easy for work. So that may be my go-to for anything going to work. That is in a Black Needle Society steampunk bag. Turtle is in Black Needle Society Harry's letter from the Weasleys. This was a LitJoy crate bag. I got this as being one of the members of the winning team for last year's Hogwarts. Next up is Wonders of the Hubble telescope. Here is the cover image. This was a sale. All of the pieces are now out. I finished part 3. So that's where I'm up to. I got just over 2,500 stitches done on this over the week we were in New Orleans. As I said, my husband was at an astronomy conference. Taking the astronomy project seemed like the good move. So I did manage to finish release 3. I'm about a fifth of the way through the next release. There's a little bit of black up here because I needed to do 1,000 stitches in black, and that took the 3 of those sections to do that. These are needle minders from Thread Wine. This being stitched on Midnight Sky 28 count Lugana from Lavender, LA, and is being stored in a Wild Violet. I'm a huge fan of space project bag. It looks really huge at the moment because my Q snaps are in here as well for travel. And I'm using Adam Hart floss drops for this one. So this has got its 2,500 stitches for the year, or 2,400 stitches for the year. It will probably still get worked on some more, as I do really like it. I want to get it finished, but we have hit our what I'm trying to get done on all my projects for the year, which is either finish or 2,400 stitches. And then the last project I worked on was Celtic Snow, Celtic Christmas. I've done 500 beads on this in the last 2 nights. So I started the beading last night, did some more this morning. I am almost halfway through the beads, and I am only I'm almost 50 rows down, so I'm a fifth of the way down the project. So once I finish the E, there is a bunch in her hair, a bunch in the candles, a bunch in her neckline, but then for the rest of it, it's mostly all in the borders. So I am hoping to get this knocked out tonight. As I said, I've only got about 500 stitches. I've got about 700 left to go. If I don't get it finished tonight, I'm hoping to get it finished tomorrow, so that way I can start new projects. So not a ton of stitching, but that is all I got done. As there was a bunch of travel in there. Do not recommend traveling through Dallas ever, but yeah, they need to not allow you to buy tickets with only a 45-minute layover, especially in airports like Dallas. We were literally, our flight came in and we were almost exactly the furthest spot in the terminals from where we had to go. We had to get across and down. I think we could have been further away, but honestly it just took forever. We missed our connection by about 2 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. It wasn't much. And then because that was the last direct flight from Dallas to New Orleans, we had to go through Austin. And again, we were at the almost extreme ends of the terminal. We had 15 minutes to get from our plane from one plane to the next. Luckily, our second plane had been delayed, and because that we made it. Coming home was also, like, we flew through Phoenix. We were really lucky. We were about 4 gates away from each other. Again, we were slightly delayed flying out of Phoenix coming home, but you know, by that stage we were just happy to be home, or being able to get on the plane. Our flight came in a little early, but it was not, if we had have been the original plan, which was like 2 terminals away, it was a longer walk than it was time between our flight and closing of boarding. So yeah, it's, the airports are a mess. I will admit Sunday was a bit more of a mess due to the polar vortex and the storms coming through the northeast. Basically all of the north here in California were fine. A little cold, but a little cold in California is, it's still 50 degrees. So not too bad. I do have some haul. Read this in order. So just after Christmas, Golden Familiars posted that they were doing a clearance sale, so I thought I would have a look. Now, Golden Familiars is not exactly my vibe. It's a little creepy, spooky kind of deal. If that is your jam, like, seriously, go check them out. They have some amazing stuff. I got the Carnival project bag, so it is a little spooky, like the spider sideshow. It's a little creepy. I am going to put my Carnival, my project from last year, and then there's a little tent zipper pull, with like the one with the popcorn and all those jazz on it. I'm going to put that on there. I also grabbed some scissor fobs and needle minders, because seriously, I don't need more needle minders, but they're so pretty. You would have got them too. So I got, actually I only got 1 needle minder. I got 2 scissor fobs. So I got the Christmas bells cameo with like a pretty drop. As I said, zipper pull, scissor fob. And then the other one I got is actually a match set, which is this flamingo cameo. I really like the cameos, but they're usually like more on the creepy side of things. And then I got the matching zipper pull with the same cameo on it. So I'll take photos of those and input those. I also, because I was in New Orleans, I went to the quarter stitch in the French Quarter. This store is amazing if you knit or you do needlepoint. They have a very small collection of New Orleans centric patterns. I purchased 3. I also purchased a needle minder, but I've dropped it and I don't know where it is, and I'm not going to look for it. So the 3 patterns I got were Café de Mode. I am going to change it out from coffee to probably hot chocolate because that's what I was drinking. And then change the colour. I'll probably stitch it in chocolate cream pie. Mardi Gras, we were there technically right at the start of Mardi Gras. I think Mardi Gras officially started like the week we were there. But it's a purple mask, so I just dug it. And then I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the French, but it's just a series of like New Orleans icons. So food, the crown and the Mardi Gras beads, Cafe du Monde, the donkeys with the carriages, and the cathedral. I don't know when I'll stitch these, but I did really dig these. This one is by Leslie Wisters by Access Ink. This is Taste of New Orleans, again by Leslie Wisters, and Masquerade Leslie Wisters. So I think all of the designs may have been by the same designer. Sorry. All of the designs they had may have been by the same designer. There was a lot of plantations, a lot of buildings, a lot of full coverage stuff. They did have this one on the wall, and it was the very last chart I looked at in the box. That was the last one left to pick out of the box to look at. But it's cute. And then I just got, like, it was a New Orleans pin with a Mardi Gras, like with a mask and some feathers, I think. And it just says New Orleans. So that was all of my haul. Oh, one more piece of haul. I have my fabric for the Disneyland project. This is a half yard of 40 count because the project is about an inch too big to be done on an inch in both directions to be done on a quarter. I will then, so this is a piece of 40 count linen in Easter grass. So greens, purples, pinks. It's a stunning colorway. This was one of our Easter colors that I did last year. It does go a little brighter on the linen than it does on the Lugana, but my project is already just too big to be done on a 20, so that's where we're at. So I think that is basically it. As I said, I did some travel. I mostly just chilled at the hotel and stitched. I did do some shopping, like looking around the French Quarter. We did a ghost tour. That was 100% for my husband, which was creepy but really interesting. The guy we had was really good with the history of stuff and like the science behind how you do burials in New Orleans, because they are 6 feet below sea level. We also did the steamboat Natchez, which does like a 6-mile loop down the Mississippi. I'm from Melbourne. I am used to a river running through the middle of our city, or like really close to our city. The Mississippi is something else. I saw tankers going down and like cargo ships going down. I'm like, you just don't grasp how big that river is. At least I don't. Like, it's huge. And like when they're talking about how far up it goes, and they're like, yeah, this is like the deepest part of the river and it's 200 feet deep. It's kind of something. Otherwise, I've mostly just been working. I got called in on Martin Luther King Day, so I did park close on that day. Went back into the workshop this week. We are flying through our colours that we need to dye and floss. We're also doing our fabrics at the same time. So anybody who is waiting on any of those, they'll start getting, we're getting through what we need to do pretty quick. And otherwise that's about it. We go to the theatre on Wednesday. We're going to go see, I can't remember, the Michael Jackson show. I can't remember what it's called. And looking forward, I've got a couple of weeks, about 3 weeks till Liz and Ross, Stitched by Liz, and her husband are out, and I'm looking forward to meeting them in person. I'm sorry, my voice has just gone completely, so I'm hoping this is being still picked up by the camera. And that's about it. Like, I was traveling for like more of the last 2 weeks, or the last 3 weeks than I was home, so. And okay, I have a question for everybody who's made it this long. What are your favorite retreat items? What are your must-haves? What's your favorite quirky item? And what are your I always take but I forget? I got a couple of responses on my Facebook question. I will also post this question on Instagram. This is my travel pouch. It actually has my favorite quirky item. I have a pack of tweezers, which have, 4 different tips, a pen, and a post-it note. And this is only because I do fandom stitches, so passwords. I have at least 1 pair of scissors. I have a mascara wand. I have thread conditioner. I actually think I may have lost my other one in New Orleans. I think it may have fallen into the couch. I have a Frogger. I have, in this case, I have 2 needle threaders. I have a highlighter, which is for Mill Hill kits. I usually have at least 2. And extra needles. I actually forgot the needle. I thought I left the extra needles, and I thought I'd left my thread conditioner here when I went to New Orleans. But not that I needed it, because I was working on Mill Hill kits, so I used the thread conditioner for beading. It may still be in Celtic Christmas bag. I will have a look. So this is my accessory, and it's got a pin on the outside just because I keep forgetting to put it back in my box of pins. So this is my accessory pouch for, like, always. I use this for get-togethers. I use this for retreats, etc. Shan, who is the creator for Cross Stitch Society, also is like the evil queen for Fandom Stitches. Has a couple of retreats this year and asked me for some suggestions. I'm going to do a video which will hopefully come out in the next couple of weeks, and will be shared with those retreats, which is the Witchy Stitcher retreat in Anaheim and the Disney one, When You Wish Upon a Stitch in November. When's the Witchy Stitcher one? April. I can't actually go to that. I am going to be on a cruise, and I get back on the Saturday, so I may try to swing down to Anaheim if there are anybody who's going to be around for dinner that night, and try and catch up with people for dinner, but I'm not going to make it to the retreat. So post down in the comments, what are your favorite items, your must-have, your favorite quirky item, and an item you always take and never use. This is just going to be like I'm hoping to do kind of like a 10-15 minute video. It will be an extra on here, and then I will share that with those groups. I've only done a few retreats, so hence why I'm looking for some extra input. Just for all those first time retreat goers. As I said, I showed you what's in my accessory pouch. That's only part of what I take. I literally spent 10 minutes just messaging Shan with like every time I remembered something. So please feel free to comment, and actually please like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube algorithm things. And that's going to be all for me for today. Find your jam and work on what makes you happy, guys. Have a good couple of weeks. Ciao.